Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Sarthak. You do not need to sing it.
Okay, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Kavya.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Where are the other children, beta?
Ma'am, I think now they will join.
The class has just ended.
Ma'am, I don't know, ma'am.
You were not there in the previous class?
Ma'am, I was unable to join the last class. Ma'am, I don't know.
Okay, children, so we will complete the question answer in this class so that from tomorrow we can begin with a new chapter.
Ma'am, of geography.
Yes, we'll begin geography. How many questions are left? Where were we, Kavya? Have we completed?
Ma'am, we have to do the last long question.
So hurry up, let's do that and finish it up.
No, ma'am.
Good
Ma'am,
afternoon.
I think ma'am we have to start with the Ma'am, we have to start with the last question.
If
No, ma'am, we have done. Ma'am, we have done.
the Maratha part we have done, the second one we have
Ma'am,
not done.
yes, ma'am,
Right?
we have done. We have done.
And we have done both.
You have sent all completed. We have done. Have you all completed all the questions?
Yes, ma'am, we have completed.
Sure, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
And just my last answer is little bit left to write.
Ma'am, 5 people are in the waiting room.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So tell me, shall we begin with new chapter? Would you have to take 5 to 10 minutes?
Good
Ma'am, we can start with the new chapter.
Ma'am, we can start with a new chapter.
Ma'am, we can start with the new chapter.
Sure, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we can start.
Fine.
Ma'am, can we start geography?
We will start geography
We will,
only.
we will start geography now. Okay, children?
Okay, ma'am.
Because that's a lengthy
Ma'am,
chapter. We
chapter
have to
9.
finish.
Ma'am, I have sent my last answer of history.
Complete it quickly, beta, please.
Ma'am, I have sent. Ma'am, I
Okay, you
want
have to
gold
check
now.
that.
Yes, ma'am. Please, ma'am. I want gold.
Okay.
There is no competition only.
Why not?
Ma'am, now people are sending answer because of the gold medal.
But that's good. No? You should always have the spirit of winning it.
Yes, ma'am. That's the thing, but they are just cropping their answers and they're
So
writing.
that you
So,
cannot do.
yes, ma'am.
You should not
And
do
ma'am,
that.
you
Not
said that
crop your
there should be
answer
5 points.
like he has been
There
denied
are.
the gold medal once. No, he didn't get the gold medal when he cropped the answer. Okay. So shall we begin with a new chapter?
Yes, ma'am,
ma'am.
sure.
But we have to hurry up. We have to finish this chapter very quickly because we have to do civics as well. Although those chapters are very small, but then again, there's 3 chapters and we have to finish them in the coming week anyhow. Okay, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Fine then.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, chapter 9 geography. Life in tropical and subtropical regions. So, what do you mean by tropical and subtropical regions? First of all, enlighten me with it. What is your knowledge about these regions?
Ma'am, tropical regions are the regions, ma'am, which lie under equator.
Which lie under equator?
Ma'am, they lie
Ma'am?
lie in equator.
Near the equator.
Ma'am,
As we know,
they are between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. The area between them is tropical zone.
absolutely correct. For example, this is our Earth, right, children? Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful then.
Ma'am, it is given that the
Anji?
zones are subtropic.
there's a line which passes through the center of the earth. This is known as?
Ma'am, equator.
What is this known as?
Equator.
Right?
Ma'am,
Then we
equator.
have two more lines to the north and south of it. This
Tropic of Cancer.
and this.
Tropic of
Known as
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. And then we have two lines here near the poles. What are these known as?
Ma'am, Arctic
Art-
Ocean,
Arctic region
Arctic
and
zone, ma'am,
Antarctic.
Arctic zone and
Arctic Circle and
Arctic
Antarctic.
and Antarctic.
Ma'am, Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle.
Right? This is equator. Right, children?
ma'am.
Then the above one
Yes,
is
ma'am.
And this is
Tropic of Cancer.
Tropic of Cancer.
and this one is
Ma'am,
Tropic of
Tropic of
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
right. So now the catch here is that the area which lies between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, right? This
Is
area,
ma'am tropical region.
right? This entire area is known as what, children?
Ma'am, tropical zone.
This is known as
Tropical.
tropical zone, right?
Tropical zone.
Okay. And the above one, like this is known as this area, this one, between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, it's known as temperate zone. And the one which is here, between Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle, this is known as temperate zone as well, right? So here we are going to talk about tropical and subtropical zone. Now the thing here is that India lies somewhere here. India lies somewhere here, right? So India lies in the
Yes, ma'am.
tropical zone and in the subtropical zone as well, right?
Yes,
Got it?
ma'am.
And here, what we have to talk about is this only. We have to talk about the life in tropical and subtropical zones, right? So first of all, we read what is tropical zone, like the areas which lies between this are known as like C. The tropical and subtropical regions of the world extend up to 30 degrees latitude north and south of the equator, right? Let us now learn the physical and human environment of these two regions, right? Because we know that these equator are marked as 23.5 degrees Celsius, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Celsius, 23.5 degrees north and 3.5 degrees south of the equator, right? And the area above these is known as the subtropical zone. So that's what they have said, that tropical and subtropical regions extend up to 30 degrees latitude. So थोड़ा सा 578 degrees आगे जाते हैं, then that is known as subtropical zone. So here we have the a river basin. Yes, Sarthak read.
Okay, ma'am. A river basin is an area of land drained by a river and its tributaries. The Amazon basin and the Ganga Brahmaputra basins are the two important river basins of the world. The Amazon basin lies in the tropical zone on both sides of the equator up to 15 degree north and south latitudes. On the other hand, the Ganga Brahmaputra basin lies in the subtropical zone between 22 degrees north and 30 degrees north latitudes. Let us now learn about the environment, both physical and human, of these two regions.
Okay. So as you have said that a river basin in an area of land is an area of land which is drained by a river and its tributaries. So we all know what's a river, but do we know what do we mean by tributaries?
Yes, ma'am.
What are tributaries, Rachel?
And the rivers that originates from the main river. That means at a point the main river divides into several tributaries.
The rivers which go apart from the rivers are known as, like, which originates from the major river, right? They are known as distributaries. They distribute from that river, right? And the small rivers which joins the main river are known as tributaries. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. So the area which is drained by a river and its tributaries is known as a river basin, right? For example, we are living in the river basin of which river?
I'm Ganga.
Ganga, right? Okay. So the Amazon basin and the Ganga Brahmaputra basin are the two important river basins. So you can say the two most important river basins of the world. And we are not living in the Brahmaputra one, but yes, we are living in the Ganga river basin, right? Clear? Okay. So in the chapter, we are going to read about both of these basins. First the Amazon one and second later on the Ganga Brahmaputra one. So if we talk about the Amazon basin, like you can see South America, this map here. So the entire
Yes, ma'am.
South America
Ma'am.
lies in this basin, right? The Amazon basin lies in the tropical zone on both sides of the equator up to 15-degree north and south latitude, right? So the Amazon River is, if I'll zoom it, I don't know whether you're able to see it or not.
I'm able to.
If we try to just zoom it up. Oh my god. What's around here?
Ma'am, extreme zoom.
It's extreme zoom, right? Yes. Can you see it here? The 0 degree. Can you see the 0
Yes,
degree?
ma'am.
Then 10 degree, then 10 degree, then 20 degree. Can you see
Yes,
these
ma'am.
lines here?
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
These are, what are these lines which are made? The vertical and horizontal lines. What do we call them?
Ma'am, longitudes and latitudes.
Longitudes and latitudes.
Longitudes and latitudes, right? Okay. So the one which we talked about here, like they are saying that the Amazon basin, as you can see, this is the Amazon basin, the green part. Can you see the green part in the map?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
This green part
Yes,
is
ma'am.
the Amazon basin, right? So it lies 15-degree north and south of the latitudes, and on the other hand, the Ganga Brahmaputra basin lies in the subtropical zone because it is in India, and as I told you, India lies in the subtropical zone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is why it is located at between 22-degree north and 30-degree, north latitude. So it's not in the south one, it's only in the northern one only, right? So tell me one
Okay,
thing, the
ma'am.
temperature will be more where? At the Amazon basin or at the Ganga Brahmaputra basin? Who will
Ma'am,
explain?
Amazon. Ma'am,
Amazon basin.
Because equator is passing
because
through it,
it
right?
is
Yes,
located near the equator.
On
Yes,
near,
ma'am.
like exactly on the equator near to it, right? So now we'll talk about the Amazon basin first. Let's read about the location of it. Yes, Arshia, read the location of Amazon basin.
Okay, ma'am. The Amazon basin. Location. Located in the continent of South America, the Amazon is the largest river in the world in terms of the volume of water it carries. It rises in the Andes Mountain in
And the,
Peru
not
and
it's Andes Mountain.
Andes Mountains in the Peru and flows eastwards into the Atlantic Ocean. This vast river basin encompasses about 7 milliliter square kilometer and covers almost half of Brazil and parts of Bolivia, Peru. What is this?
Together.
Ecuador,
Hmm.
Ecuador, Colombia, and Venezuela.
Okay. So now as she stated, this we all know, this we must underline. Children, you all have to underline it. When I say underline, you must underline it, right? This again is a GK question which can be asked anywhere, anyhow. Like, which is the largest river in the world? So Amazon is the largest. And children, if I'll ask you which is the longest river,
River Nile.
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 Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So please never forget these 2 points. The Amazon is the largest and the Nile is the longest, right? Many times children get confused between the two. So you children being smarter ones should not get, right? So Amazon is the largest river in the world in terms of volume of water it carries. It rises in the Andes Mountains in Peru and flows eastwards into the Atlantic Ocean, right? It originates from the Andes Mountains, then it in the Peru, and then it flows eastwards into the Atlantic Ocean. This vast river basin encompasses about 7 milliliter square kilometer and covers almost half of Brazil and parts of Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, and Venezuela. And I think you can see all of this in the map as well. Can you see that?
Yes, ma'am. And
Ma'am.
Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, and Vietnam.
Can you see Brazil?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
And you can see this Peru.
Yes, ma'am.
And can you see
Ma'am.
this here? This here is the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. This here is the North Atlantic Ocean, right? This is where it drains to. This is the Peru from where it originates. Get it?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Then that's the Brazil which
Yes,
we're talking about. It covers parts of Brazil, right? Then and parts of Bolivia, Venezuela that you also have to see. And it's very, very small, so I am not able to see that. Bolivia is here visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then the other things are
Ma'am, above it, Colombia and
Ma'am,
Venezuela.
yes,
Colombia,
ma'am.
this is
Ecuador,
Venezuela,
Colombia, and Venezuela.
Ecuador.
this is Ecuador.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not able to find one of it, which is. Hey, I found all of them, right?
Ma'am, they all are there.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it, children? It's clear?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why when I tell you, reading with the help of map and geography very much help. Like, I think now you might be able to connect to it in a better manner. Right, children? Isn't it?
Yes,
We
Yes,
see
ma'am.
the
ma'am.
map as well, no? Then we can connect and it
Yes,
stays in the
ma'am.
mind for a longer time. Okay. Now we'll talk about the land it has. Right? Rachit, read.
Land. With more than 1,000 tributaries, the Amazon River Basin is the largest in the world. About 20% of the total water carried to the oceans by rivers comes from the Amazon. The material brought down from the mountains by the Amazon River and its tributaries are deposited, giving rise to the vast alluvial plain.
What do you mean by alluvial plain, children?
Ma'am, does it mean fertile?
We know that alluvial is the name of a what?
Ma'am, soil.
Exactly. Alluvial is the name of a soil. So it has more than 1,000 tributaries, and Amazon River Basin is the largest in the world. Not only the river, but even the river basin is the largest in the world, right? So about 20% of total water carried to the oceans by rivers comes from the Amazon. Tell me what are the rivers are carrying to the ocean? 20% of it they're getting from Amazon. The materials brought down up, as we all know, when the rivers are coming from the mountains. I made this diagram and shown it to you on the board as well. When the rivers come from the mountains, they come with great speed, right? And when they're coming with great speed, they are causing a lot of erosion, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because erosion, because of which the top layer of the soil gets eroded, right? Which we call as soil
Yes, ma'am.
erosion, water erosion, right? So the top layer of the soil gets eroded and it comes as silt and all of it, silt, pebbles, it all comes along with it. Now, till the time it's on the slope, it's doing the erosion. But once it comes at the plains, it starts depositing all the eroded material there in the plains, right? Remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it is like, look here, children. I'll just show
Yes.
you again. This is the land, right? This is a slope, mountain. When the river is coming from here, right, it's bringing water, lots and lots of water, right, along with lots of sediments which it has eroded.
Positions.
Now, when it's coming here, isn't it going to deposit it? Because what do you think? The speed of the
And the water
speed of the
slows
river
down.
is gonna be the same at the plains as it
No,
was here.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, it will slow down.
It will slow down. It will slow down and gradually it will deposit all the stuff which it has eroded in the snow.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? If I'll throw you from the slope of a mountain, from the peak of a mountain, right, then you will be rotating very fast on the slope.
Ma'am, don't throw.
Anji?
Ma'am, please don't throw us. We are very good children.
We are innocent children.
Very nice and innocent.
Ma'am, we are innocent.
If you'll not stop singing good morning, ma'am, then I have to look for something, no? So if I do something,
You can mute
Ma'am,
us, but don't throw us.
Ma'am, that cannot be stopped.
Or speak together. Then you will have be happy.
first of all, we need to go to a mountain. We do not have any mountains in Bareilly.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, we can go to Nainital.
So you are ready to get
Or
through. Like, see, that's how.
I
That's
think
how
you want
Ma'am, I'm ready to see the snow.
Who was that prince who sacrificed? Who was that who gave his thumb to his guru? Eklavya.
Yes, ma'am. It was
Yes,
Eklavya.
ma'am.
Eklavya. He's
Yes, ma'am. Eklavya.
just because the teacher has said, saying, okay, ma'am, we need to go to Nainital first. And then you can throw me from there.
Ma'am,
We're just
he
saying for
finding his own
adventure
benefit.
purposes.
Huh?
He knew that when he will go, he can see the snow
last
and he
adventure
travel there.
in life.
That's why he wants to go.
Okay, let's take the example of a stone. If we were throwing, if we are not throwing it, if we are just sliding a pebble from a slope, right? For that, we don't need a mountain. Only from any slope, then okay, it will go at very, very great speed on the slope, but it will stop when it comes to the plain part. Isn't it? You can do this experiment, try to see it. Okay, you can do this. You can take some water, okay, a mug of water, put some sediment, some small stones in that water, right? Then just take any slope, it can be anywhere in your home, right? Or you can create a fake slope and then try to throw that water from the slope. You will yourself see when the water was coming from the slope, it was coming very fast, but when it came down the flat, on the flat surface, it deposited all the material it carried. And that is what creates soil, how soil has come in a region. And it brings alluvial soil, which is very, very, very fertile. And that's how it gives rise to the vast alluvial plain. Vast means very big. Right, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the first European to travel along the length of the Amazon River was a Spanish sailor called Francisco de Orellana. Okay. Next is going to be read by Avril. Avril, please read about the climate of the Amazon basin.
Ma'am, we haven't read interiors are dark and damp, mosses and ferns grow on the ground.
Because that is a part of the climate, not of land. For natural vegetation, not of land.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Climate. As the equator passes through this region, the Amazon basin has a hot and wet climate. There is an absence of seasons and temperatures are uniformly high throughout the year. The humidity is generally very high, but nights are cooler than days. The rainfall is heavy and occurs throughout the year. It is of the convectional type and occurs almost every day in the afternoon. Hence, it is called 4 o'clock rain.
Okay, children. So this we have
Ma'am,
already.
I think we have studied this last year also.
You must
4
have.
o'clock rain.
This year only. In half yearly.
No,
When Shashi
the
ma'am was
4 o'clock
teaching.
we have read many times.
Shashi ma'am taught us last year.
This year only, this session.
Fine.
Okay.
We can do this debate later on. Right? So yes, as the equator passes through this region, the basin has a hot and wet climate. What do you mean by hot and wet climate, children?
Ma'am, like wet
Moderate.
because it rains a lot there, and it's near equator, so it's hot. It's hot there.
Hot chair. Okay, fine. Yeah. So
Like we can say most of the time it rains, and when there is not raining,
weather is quite
it
hot.
is more hot.
Right. That is what we call hot. Like Hassan's explanation was correct. Right. So hot and wet climate means that only that most of the times it rains, and when it's not raining, then the weather is quite hot. The sun is shining brightly. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
So there is an absence of seasons. Like this, we have. I think you must have read it
Excuse me,
earlier.
ma'am.
Yes.
Can we call this weather moderate?
Not moderate, extreme we can call, because here we do not find cool and calm weather. No, moderate weather means
Extreme
neither too
moderate.
hot. But a moderate weather means which is neither too hot nor too cold. But being way too near the equator, it gets extremely hot here. Okay. So we can
Ma'am, I'm like looking in it, one book, and ma'am, in that it's showing that in this Amazon basin area, it's like above 300 centimeters rain.
but rains a lot here. But still, which is the area?
Here also.
Which area receives the maximum rainfall in the world? Can you people tell me?
What?
Which area receives the
Which
maximum rainfall in the world?
Ma'am, Mosinaram.
Mossy. Richard, Mossinaram. The answer is correct, but the pronunciation is not. Who will tell me the correct pronunciation of the state? The city, sorry. It's known as Mosram. Okay, Masuram भी बोलते हैं इसको Masuram, right? It is located in Mizoram in India. It receives the highest rainfall in the world. That is why India has very climate, no? Whereas
Ma'am, it has rainfall over, ma'am, 10,000 millimeters
10,000
in an
millimeters,
average year.
you can say, right? So here there is absence of seasons because it's generally very hot. That's why we do not, like near the equator you will not find many seasons, right? Near the equator seasons are not experienced a lot. So near the equator there is absence of seasons because the temperatures are uniformly high throughout the year. All through the year you'll find the temperature very high, but the nights are cooler than the days, right? Just like it is in the
Ma'am,
desert,
like in deserts.
right? The rainfall is
When hot,
heavy and occurs throughout the year. Heavy rainfall, that too continuously throughout the year. Okay, and it is of conventional type and occurs almost every day in the afternoon only. That is why we call it the 4 o'clock rain. And children, please mark it up. It again is very, very, very important. Okay, so question can come like, what do you mean by the 4 o'clock rain? Okay, so please mark it up. Let's just have
Ma'am, the
ma'am,
rain
and
that comes at 4
people,
o'clock only is 4 o'clock rain.
people set their clock according to this rain also. Some people.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. Rajat, have you marked it? I couldn't see you marking it.
4 o'clock summer or 4 o'clock winter too?
Yes.
The clock.
Almost all the year. Okay. Right. Now we are going to talk about the natural vegetation. Yes, there are read. There are there? Yes, Hassan, you read.
Okay, ma'am. Natural vegetation. The high temperature and heavy rainfall give rise to dense, luxuriant vegetation in the Amazon
Luxuriant.
basin.
Luxuriant. Luxurious
Luxuriant,
पढ़ना नहीं आता है. Luxuriant. Luxurious vegetation. Very nice.
ma'am, how? Ma'am, vegetation can be luxurious.
Luxurious means plenty of everything. Luxurious lifestyle means having a lot of money, only then you can have luxurious lifestyle, no? So here the
Yes,
Amazon
ma'am.
luxurious lifestyle because they have way too good vegetation, right?
Ma'am,
Okay, ma'am. Luxuriant vegetation in the Amazon basin. These evergreen rainforests are the largest of their kind in the world and are called selva. The trees are tall with hardwood and broad leaves that form a canopy at the top. This prevents sunlight from penetrating into the forest, and the interiors are dark and damp. Mosses and ferns grow on the ground. Climbers like lianas are found along the tall tree trunks.
Okay, stop.
Ebony
Stop here. Children, there'll be a trouble. You know what? Tomorrow also we have the first lecture combined with 7B.
Okay, ma'am.
And 7B
yes,
in the chapter tomorrow. So
And we
you
have to be careful again.
get through it
so
again.
one English comprehension, second.
So we may
Ma'am,
have
we have three lectures tomorrow.
Hanji.
Ma'am,
Yes,
we have
ma'am.
three
yes,
Tomorrow we have
lectures
one
tomorrow.
English comprehension as well.
Yes.
Ma'am, so firstly, I'm gonna
Wait a minute,
comprehension.
no. So I'll do one thing. So we'll make that. Let me see whether I have English comprehension and 7B tomorrow or not. If I have English comprehension and 7B as well, then we'll consider that lecture as of English comprehension. Okay.
Ma'am, please repeat.
If I'll see whether I have English comprehension and 7B tomorrow or not. If I do have it, then we'll make it English comprehension lecture, the first one. And then in the last two lectures, we can study and complete this chapter. That will be better.
Ma'am,
Tomorrow
they
is
have not
Thursday.
started this chapter.
Perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So tomorrow in the first lecture, we will do English comprehension, children. I have in 7B as well. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
fine.
Ma'am, first
Ma'am,
lecture.
they have not started this chapter.
No, with you only we have finished the previous chapter, no? In the first lecture.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, fine. Problem sorted.
Tomorrow we will have bonus 3 periods with you.
Wow. Fine, that's good. But first lecture will be of English comprehension. So Arshia, that's your responsibility. We have done killing a tree, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do one
Yes,
thing.
ma'am.
Give me the next PDF of the next chapter to me today itself, so that in the morning we can begin quickly with it.
And can I
Ma'am,
send?
in the ma'am,
Ma'am, can I?
ma'am English comprehension
And can I
period.
send?
Any one of you
Ma'am,
can
we
send
will
me.
have SST.
What?
Ma'am, means in our English comprehension, ma'am, period, ma'am, we will have SST.
Yes,
Ma'am,
then we
sixth
will have a
period.
system. Yes,
Okay, ma'am.
that will be better. No, we will be. You don't have to repeat yourself then, right?
Okay.
Okay, sorted. So yes, we are talking about natural vegetation, which we have just read in the previous chapter. We have already read about natural vegetation of plenty of regions. So the high temperature and heavy rainfall give rise to dense, luxurious vegetation in the Amazon basin. Now, children, there's a question for you. You will tell me, because since these forests, here the forest receive heavy rainfall, they have luxuriant vegetation. So what do you think? What kind of forest will be these?
And
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
tropical
tropical
forest.
evergreen.
evergreen.
Very good.
Ma'am, tropical
Tropical
evergreen.
evergreen, or we can also call them tropical rainforest, right? That's what we have here. These evergreen forests are the largest of their kind in the world. That is why now these Amazon forests are also known as what, children?
And selva.
No.
Ma'am, selva.
Yes, they are known as selva. Apart from selva, what are they known as? They're known as the lungs of the earth. What are they known as?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, lungs
Lungs
of the earth.
That is why, no, when there was a forest fire in the Amazon forest, the flyers were coming that the lungs of the earth are burning, right? In the previous few years, we like these forest
ma'am.
fire. No? You have seen the pictures of koalas were coming. How many koalas were burned? How many animals have been burned alive? Haven't you seen? Just
Yes,
search today.
ma'am.
This is your
And we
homework
saw
for
the
the
Ma'am,
pictures.
I have seen. Ma'am, I have
This
seen.
is your homework
Me
for the
too.
day. Today you will research about the forest fire in the Amazon forest, and tomorrow you will tell me what did you learn about it. Done?
Okay, ma'am, done.
Okay, ma'am,
Ma'am,
done.
done.
So like we know, like we have read it this about the evergreen forest in the previous class only. Like the trees are tall with hardwood and broad leaves that form canopy at the top. We have read this in the previous chapter, children. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
and this
ma'am.
prevents sunlight from penetrating into the forest, right? Because of the canopies, the sunlight do not enters the forest, right? Interiors are dark and damp. Mosses and ferns grow on the ground. Climbers like lianas are found along the tall tree trunks. All these things we have read in the previous chapter, the natural vegetation one. Right, children? Next, ebony, mahogany, and rosewood are important trees which provide us excellent hard timber. What's the meaning of timber, children?
Ma'am, wood.
Ma'am, it is a type of
Timber
wood.
is a tree.
Type of wood.
Um,
Timber refers to wood, right? The bark of cinchona tree is used for making quinine, which cures malaria. The juice of the chicle tree is used to make chewing gum. The forest also yields a host of other products like rubber, nuts, gums, raisins, and fibers. However, commercial exploitation of these forests is difficult as a great variety of trees grow together in a small area. Exact same words we have read in the natural vegetation chapter. Right, children?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Any
Um,
doubts?
no,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am, no doubt.
Now let's read about the wildlife as well. Who will read? Punita will read.
The wildlife. The Amazon basin is rich in different species of wildlife. A variety of monkeys and sloths are found in the trees. Pumas and jaguars are animals of prey. Typhoons and ancient mammals like anteaters and armadillos are found on the ground. Reptiles like cockroaches, alligators, turtles, iguanas, and different types of snakes, including anaconda, the largest snake in the world, around 10-meter long, are found in the swamp. The river have a rich variety of fish, including the first flesh-eating piranha, colorful birds like birds, types of parrots, and a variety of insects are also found in the Amazon.
Thank you so much, Punita. Children, as you saw, she has read, they have just mentioned about what kind of animals we found here. So there's not much to explain about it, right? Anything you want to ask?
No, ma'am. Like it's not related to the book, but I wanted to ask, do you know about titanoboas?
About?
Titanoboas.
No, I couldn't.
Actually, they were the largest snake recorded till now in the history on the present on the earth.
Not
So, ma'am, I don't know why. I think it was found somewhere in this area only.
okay,
Like not the snake, but the
These
Ma'am,
bones of
Titanoboa, I
need a
think,
variety of
are
animals are
extinct.
found, and many of them are not even known to us. We don't
Ma'am,
even
they are extinct.
Yes,
they
ma'am,
are
they are
extinct. They
extinct.
were in the time of
They're
dinosaurs,
extinct.
or like they were a long time back.
no extinct species are different. Extinct are the ones which were known to us and which have now extinct because of no a lot of hunting and poaching, but there are ones which have not been discovered. We don't even know about many of these species. Many are still
Yes,
there, right? Now the meeting is about to end. So we'll just keep it to here only. And tomorrow we will begin from transport and cities, and I hope we'll finish up the chapter tomorrow. We have 2 lectures. We'll get them done tomorrow. Right?
okay, ma'am.
I think then we will be able to
Okay, ma'am.
syllabus by the next week, which we have to anyhow. We cannot compromise on that because
Ma'am, on Saturday also we have two